Hi, everyone. It's Maggie McKenna here from the St. Lawrence County Arts Council. We're trying something new this week, and we're hoping to extend it for as long as we can. Art for Art's sake. This is a series of presentations with local artists where we'll let them give you a little tour of what they do. Yesterday, I did a live tour of my house and played some music for you. And today we have the great John Berbrich. He's a poet. He's a radio host. He's a musician and music enthusiast, and he's also one of our newest members of the St. Lawrence County Arts Council's Board of Directors. I'm so excited to have John here, and I'm really hoping that this live stream works for us. If you have any questions at all, definitely reach out to me. You can comment to us, and I should be able to see them. If you have any questions, then feel free to comment in, and we'll ask John those questions at the very end. Well, here's John joining us. I'll shake my huge hands at you, and maybe that'll be a little weird. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, and here we go, John.
All right. Thanks a lot, Maggie. You can hear me, right? Okay, I guess. All right.
If I don't mute myself, I can hear you.
Okay. Oh. Let's get the right glasses on, shall we? All right. So welcome, everybody. This is going to be super. It's amazing technology. This is great stuff. And thanks so much to Maggie for setting this up, because I would not be capable of doing it on my own. Okay, I got some poems here. And yeah, Maggie says if you have a question or comment, you type it in somewhere on a chat, and we'll get to it later on. All right, we're going to start it off with this is coming up pretty soon, Easter Sunday, just a few weeks away. So let's start off with Easter Sunday. Sunshine brighter than heaven, dinner with the family at Ogdensburg's finest diner. We come home, work in the yard, wielding chainsaw and vine clippers. You can see the river again. Early evening, out on the deck, sipping cold beer, dog licking my bare feet. In the North Country, this is how we celebrate resurrection. This one's called Ruins. It's funny, but I've always loved ruins. The kind with green vegetation twisting up tenderly through steel and slabs of concrete. Ruins, the kind where animals live in quiet. Birds flutter in the rafters and sunlight shines through the roof. Ruins, the kind where you can look up at the stars at night, flat on your back on the floor, the moon glinting through a wall. The place is silent. The assembly line has stopped. Nothing flows through the wires. Nothing emerges black from the chimney, except a grackle now and then. No one lives here. Even the bleached plywood that covers the windows starts to look like a ruin. The corners curl up, and the stain of old rains makes a new wood grain. Asphalt shingles sag, hanging by one rusty nail. The pavement outside is scored and torn, lines of green poking through the perforations. Yeah, it's a ruin I love, to look at and to contemplate, the end of hubris and arrogance, wind sifting and hissing. Even the ghosts avoid it. The emptiness is filled with possibilities. It's a great place to start. It's kind of appropriate for these days, huh? All right. Okay, everybody, anybody who writes contemplates writing a novel at some point, even if they never complete one. Usually you start it and think about it, okay? This is my novel about, my poem about the novel, called The Novel. I decided to write a novel. I came up with a good theme, an interesting setting, and a collection of believable characters. But once I got the story rolling, the characters began to do their own thing, resisting my grand designs, fighting amongst themselves, betting each other, swearing at the gods. This was too much. I ripped all the papers in half, crushed the whole mess into a big white ball shaped like a planet, and tossed it all into the wood stove. I watched with delight as the flames danced higher and higher, and I listened with glee to the sounds of those horrible screams. Okay, that's uplifting, I know. Okay. You guys maybe had the same experience, huh? Okay, I know we all have our pets. Most of us have pets of some kind. And I know cats are really big on the internet these days, all kinds of cat videos and cat stories and cat museums and things. Me, I'm more into dogs myself. So let's do a few dog poems, okay? All right. They say you can tell how much a dog is loved by the number of nicknames he or she accumulates. Our Billy has quite a few, including Bongo Macho, Gumbo, Billy Trouble, Mr. Wonderful, Reinhold Meissner when he climbs snowbanks, and now Billy Stronghead, our Native American dog. Our little Crockett is known as the Little White Piglet, Troublina, or simply Lena, and other ridiculous names. Trixie, originally called Tuffy, used to be known as Fatty Girl and Trixie Vixen, and now I call her Psycho Trixie when she maniacally climbs over the gate and sneaks up the stairs to my office. By the way, Billy's real name is Billy. Bailey, excuse me, Bailey. Me, they just call John. And this is my office, by the way, at home. Like I said, here's another dog poem. It's actually a dog haiku. I have several dog haikus. This one, well, here it goes. I love you like a dog rolling in roadkill. Dogs love roadkill. Here's another one. Rainy afternoon. Walking the dogs, I trip over a cat. And I see how I work cats into, and that's a true poem, true story. And here's another dog haiku. The dogs take their time. Everything smells different in snow. Okay. And there's another one, dogs appear. It's not a haiku. Washing dishes, the wine bottle, almost empty. No frogs yet, only birds, dogs. The peepers aren't out yet. Okay, the wine bottle reminds me of some other poems that I have. I like to eat and drink things, and it's really good. So this one's called Luscious. First, snap the cap off a bottle of beer. Place a black iron skillet on medium heat. Melt a generous dollop of real butter. Add half a yellow onion, chopped. Add one orange sweet pepper, sliced thin. Sip the cold foamy beer. Add one large white Pennsylvania mushroom, chopped. Find a jazz station on the radio. Inhale the heavenly aroma rising from the skillet. The onions soft, sizzling. Feed the cat. Add liberal amounts of hamburger, ripped into little pieces. Sip cold beer. Sip cold beer. Listen to jazzy sax and piano. But through the open window, you hear geese on the river. Into the hamburger juice, add slices of homemade kimchi. Add 3 eggs. Cover. Flip the eggs when pretty well cooked. Add liberal sprinkling of mozzarella cheese. Cover. Turn off heat. Let it all melt together. Listen to Bill Evans on piano. Crack second beer. With a spatula, transfer 1/4 of the egg thing onto your plate. Take up your fork. This is the definition of luscious. Juicy, sweet, meaty, satisfying. My secret recipe. Magic egg, decades old. Your plate is empty, but there's more in the pan. Spread it, oh my children. It's luscious and it will save the world. Yeah, this one's kind of related. It's called Beer Poem. I love you like a cold beer on a hot summer day. I drink you long and slow and wipe your foam from my upper lip. Like a blonde ale in a curvy mug, you fit right in my hand. Room temperature on a cold day in winter. Savor that flavor. How you go down. Tasty, zesty, fizzy. You go to my head once, twice, 3 times. Make me feel like falling over. Make me feel strong and worthwhile. Lift my spirits, raise them up high, higher than I can get on my own. Ah, the grain of you, the malt, the sweet, sweet sugar, the yeast that gets things going, bubbling and popping till I'm ready to bottle you, then crack you open, my mouth on yours. All alone when the time is right, you and me on a Saturday night. Sounds like a good time. All right. This one's called Ancestral Memory. And when we do this one in live performance in a cafe or something, I always have a volunteer from the audience come up and help me out with this one, okay? I think you can see where they come in. All right, Ancestral Memory. From our hilltop, we stare out at a fantastic sprawl of color. The sun dipping lower into a nest of clouds, reds and oranges reflect in every river and little lake. Dust rises like fog. Clusters of animals approach the fiery sunset water. We have no words for this, since words haven't been invented yet. So I grunt in appreciation, and then she grunts. I pick a bug from her hairy arm and pop it into my mouth. Crunch. She plucks a bug from my arm and places it gently on her tongue. Our eyes meet. She swallows. The corners of her lips curl up like a new moon. Then the corners of my lips curl up too. These are the first smiles. I think we are the first humans. That happened millions of years ago. So a long, long time ago. All right. This one's called Paradise. The serpent twines around the trunk. With flicking tongue, he whispers low and tells the truth, the only truth, into the willing ear of Eve. She reaches up and plucks the fruit and crams it in the serpent's mouth. She ties the serpent up in knots and throws him over the garden wall. Then up into the tree she climbs and shakes the branches. Tumbling down come scores of apples, green and red. If this is truth, she wants it all. Ladies, that's for you. Okay. Now, we did advertise some quarantine poems, okay? And these are some quarantine haiku. And you know what a haiku is, I don't have to tell you. Okay, these are American haiku, actually American pops. Jack Kerouac named that. A pop is something that happens quickly and it gets your attention, okay? That's what these things are. Well, they don't always get your attention, but all right. Come sit by me. Together, we'll watch the falling snow. After her nap, our dog stretches out like a cat. Oh, and by the way, if you have a question or a comment or something, you can type it into Maggie, and then she can relay the questions to me later, and we'll have a great Q&A. All right. 30-mile drive to the doctor's. Wednesday, 7:30 a.m. Not a school bus in sight. Third floor, please. The elevator smells like hand sanitizer. Light snow falling this morning. Nothing more dramatic than that. And the last one. Coming in the door, I rub on hand sanitizer and check myself for ticks. Okay.
Good. I like this.
I like that. Oh, thank you. Okay. Maggie tells me that she's had several comments in the chat thingy, but no one's asked a question yet. So I can guarantee if you're the first person to ask a question, I will answer it. Okay. Let's start again with the Mars colony. Didn't work out too well. Oh, the machinery was fine. The technology all neutral and democratic. It was the people who caused the collapse. For some reason, their thoughts and feelings kept getting swiveled toward home, toward Earth. Like Earth was calling them. After a few months, they had to get back, They feel better now and like to walk on the beach naked or in a forest. One woman lets birds live in her hair. And they have this thing of digging in the dirt, especially in the rain, then wallowing like two-legged pigs in the mud, digging deeper until they stand neck deep in a trench of mud. Deeper into the soil, down where the light of the sun and the light of the stars has been burning and burning for billions of years, soaking into the dirt, the earth, the soil and the rocks, and all the bones of all the generations, and they dig deeper and deeper and deeper. It sounds like they're feeling something, some kind of kindred thing with the earth itself. And since we mentioned, I think we mentioned the sun in that one, let's do another one with the sun, okay? No title. It's great living on the sun. We stay tanned all year, never have to shovel snow or scrape windshields. Always summer barbecue weather. And those solar storms, flares and flames rocket up to the sky. Thousands of millions of miles, they say. Nothing but fire. So hot it's not even fire. We live in plasma, burning, boiling magnetic fields. Some say this is hell, but we love it here. No bugs, never seen a snake. Oh, and the heat keeps you clean. See the little flames licking over my arms and legs? Woo-hoo, they tickle. Sure, it's getting close to tourist season. We only get a few. Don't need them anyway. Pretty quiet in these parts, and we like it that way. Okay, let's do, we'll do one more, okay? And then we'll let Maggie close things up. Okay, this one's called Blood Moon. And we get a blood,
before you get started. No, we're not down, actually. Chris has a question. What was the title of that most recent poem, that last poem you read?
Oh, that had no title.
No title. Perfect.
Yeah. You know what? Let me tell you what happens. Sometimes I get an idea for a poem and I write it down and I work on it, but I don't title it. I figure, okay, later on I'll find a good title. But then I look at it a month or two later and I can't think of anything. So they wind up without titles, which I don't really like that, but that's the way it works out.
Oh, well, that's fair.
Okay. Yeah, call it the Sun poem or something. I start Blood Moon again. And this was a blood moon. I think it was 2014 that didn't happen because it was overcast. So we didn't see it. Okay, Blood Moon, the moon we didn't see, covered by massive clouds, bringing rain and snow. Blood Moon sounds like some kind of war moon or hunting moon, looked for and celebrated by savages all over the world. Long ago, gods and goddesses hiding in the clouds. Primitives in their colorful garb, shaggy animal skins decorated with bright flowers and stained with the juices of sea creatures. Around the neck, leather cords strung with teeth and eyes, faces smeared with lines of blood and dark geometry. Sharpening spears and arrows with stones, pounding rocks together to get in the mood, singing together a deep chorus of thousands, tens of thousands, standing tall, shoulder to shoulder, long hair matted beside the rising, burning fire, roaring with one monstrous voice in the night. But we missed all that due to the clouds that brought puny rain and snow, about which everyone complained. That's it. Thank you, Maggie. Thank you all.
Thank you so much. This is fun. And we're going to, as I said, try to get the recording up so you can hear all of it all together. Thank you so much for your patience and for sharing your wonderful poetry with us. This has been our second Arts for Art's Sake program. Oh, I can actually show my video now.
Oh, there you are.
There I am. Well, anyway, so this has been the second one. Last time I didn't do this Zoom to live Facebook. And so this is the first time we're trying it that way, which is why it's glitched out a few times on us, unfortunately. I want to let you all know that this is a new program that we're trying out in light of the COVID-19 pandemic, and it's really fun to be able to share in real time some of our awesome artists in our region. And it's really important that we support our local artists. That's what the Arts Council is all about. So if you have a moment to check out our website, please do. It's slcartscouncil.org. You can even go to slcartscouncil.org/join or /give, and you can help support the Arts Council while we're in this weird transitionary period and making some big changes so that we can stay afloat. But I want to thank you all. Tomorrow we're going to have another video, and I'm probably going to be on my computer trying to figure out what we've got going on for a little while. But if also anybody has any knowledge of Zoom to live Facebook video, definitely reach out to me. I could use the help. But I want to thank you all again, and thank you so much, John, for sharing your poetry with us. And we'll hopefully get you on again really soon.
Oh, well, thank you. You're welcome. Thanks, everybody. I'm going to go wash my hands now, okay?
Yeah, me too. Awesome. See you later. Bye.
Bye. And I thought somebody would ask what was the best diner in Ogdensburg, but nobody did. That was Phillips Diner on Ford Street.
Phillips Diner?
Yeah.